Hello. In this video, as I said, we're going to talk about how to use a Google Form submission as the trigger for a Make.com automation. So your scenario starts the moment someone fills in your form. Now, not only do I would teach you how to record their form entry onto the Google Sheet in here on step 2, I'll even teach you 3 different ways to do it that not a lot of people actually talks about them altogether. As a coach, business owners, this is really useful. Remember, you could even trigger other things to set up. It doesn't have to trigger a Gmail to send out an email. It could be a Slack alert. The login could be on Notion. It could be all sorts of different ways, but the automation flow stays the same. You want to receive the information, and then you want to log the information somewhere, and then you want to trigger an action to allow you not to even having to lift a finger. In this video, we're going to go through the first part of this automation to have the Google Form record locked on a Google Sheet, and catch your next part video after this to understand how you can then trigger a welcome email with an attachment. Now, just to let you know how you do it, first, not a lot of people know this. You might think everything has to be done on Make.com, but actually not. You can actually link the responses of a Google form directly to a Google Sheet. It will look something like this. If you have done that, it will automatically fire when somebody fills in the form. Let's talk about this way. To do that, you need to go onto your Google form. Obviously, you have set some questions here. And for me, very basic: name, email address, and messages. I have some responses. Now go to the responses there. Now you see fill view in sheets. Let's create a brand new form. Like this, I'm asking for a name and email address. Excellent. Publish. Lovely. Now, click on responses. Even though currently there is no responses, you can still set it up. You can see now here, link to sheets button available. Click on that. You can create a new spreadsheet, or you can select an existing spreadsheet. If you create a new spreadsheet, it will store directly onto your Google Drive. If you select an existing spreadsheet, you just need to select what spreadsheets you want. Okay, so let's just say I want to create a new spreadsheet for this one. Create, and done. You will see the Google Sheet pops up straight away. If you now go to the form and fill in the form like this, submit, the setup that you've done previously worked beautifully. This is the first way to actually get the Google Form information onto Google Sheet. This is probably actually the easiest way without even having to use Make.com. Let's just say you just want to set it up and not to worry about that. You do need to just want to use Make.com to do everything. You can do that too. And there are actually 2 ways of doing it as well. Just for your information, if you want to build automations faster, click the link in the description of this video below to get my free Make.com beginner's guide right now. It covers the core skills that you'll need to get real results quickly in matters of days. Thank you. This is the Make.com scenario dashboard. You can see all of the scenarios on your list. I've set up 2 scenarios here to show you how it works. First one, you can use 2 Google Form modules to make this work. If you click on this one and edit, first is a Google Form watch responses setup. You need to go find the form ID. So to do that, you simply just pretend I'm doing it from scratch, Google Form, and you want to watch response. So when you got the name of the form, even if you don't know the ID, you can just click search, new client, and just click OK, and it will automatically match your name to the form ID, pull it through. The limit, it means that how many of these responses are going to be pulled through to do the next action at any one trigger. So we just limit to 2 for now. You can just click on from now on, choose where to start, and click save. Now we've replicated this one right now, and then we're going to build this second one. We need to create also Google Form to add a response into Google Sheet. Here, basically, you just need to find the sheet and then you fill in the answer. Now, let's just see how it works. Google Form, add a response right there. Okay. Spreadsheet, test sheet 1. We want new client inquiry. Now, this is the tricky bit. If you just put name address, email address, and your message like this, and click save, you will end up having entry looking like this very weirdly. If you want entries looking like this, very tidy and neat, you need to do some extra steps. Go back to make.com, delete all of this. So when you go to the name, you see the name, you click on this little triangle to expand. You see the grade, you expand it further. You see the feedback, you expand it further. And you see text answer, you still can expand it further. Answers, you will think that's the right one. No, expand it further. And the value is what you want. Strip down all the way to the bottom. Otherwise, you will see all of the strings of text randomly got attached to that answer like what you've just seen right now. Email address, you do exactly the same. You expand the email address, expand the grade, expand the feedback, expand the text answer, expand the answers, and then click on a value. And there we go. Message, you do exactly the same. I'm going to just undo this. Message, grade, feedback, text, answers, you all the way to the bottom to find value. If you do it like this and save, you will have a complete automation like what I've just set up. All right. I'm just going to delete this now, just so that we don't duplicate things. Okay. So you can save the version, obviously, and you can click run once. Run once is very important, so make sure beforehand you actually have some new responses coming in so that it will test how it works. So click run once. There we go. We set up the maximum limit is for 2 entries to go through, and that's the 2 entry that goes through. If we check the text sheet 1, you will now have new 2 lines right there. Okay. Great. I show you 2 ways now. We can link the Google form directly to Google Sheet. The second way is to create a scenario with both two modules that all originated from Google Form to trigger the action. You can also do this third method via make.com. This scenario will allow you to do exactly the same thing. If you would like to use it like this, you will create the same watch responses that we've just done, and you click next one is Google Sheets to add a row. So you click Google Sheet, add a row, and you do exactly the same thing. And don't forget, all of this is exactly the same. We want the Google form information to come through. So the name, text answer, and value. So just like this, you go through exactly the same and click save. It will look something like this. Okay. Let me pull through a little bit more so you can see a bit more different variations there. So now I have this set up. I save it and click run once. I've set up the limit for 8 entries, so I want to see how many entries got pulled through. We got 5 entries pulled through, and now you can see the latest 5 has been pulled through without the strings of text like this earlier. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go back a little bit, go back to the chapter when I talked about what you need to do when you map the information very carefully, then you will not make the same mistakes like this. You would have a very tidy mapping that pulls information just as clean as this to come through. That's it. So now you know how to use Google Forms as a trigger. We talked about 3 different methods to link the Google Form to Google Sheet with or without make.com. We also talked about if we use make.com, we use 2 possibilities. One is to use Google Form to pull the information and respond to the Google Sheet. The second is what we've just covered, is to use this Google Sheet to add a row to add the information to log the information for your new clients. Every form submissions will create a new row, and every new row will fire your scenario. A question that always come up here: can you have 2 different things triggering the same scenario? What if I go in and then build a new one like this? Both of them are here. Can you do two different things triggering the same scenario? Short answer is not really, but there is a simple solution, although it's not the ideal, but I show you in this FAQ video, which link you can find in the description below. In the next video, we're going to continue this coaching flow. We have just talked about how to do the first 2 steps. We're going to look at the next 2 steps, how to watch that role to come in with new information and how to send an automated welcome email with attachment on mail.com. Thank you so much for watching today. If you like my video, please subscribe to my channel and you won't miss any of my future bite-sized videos just like this. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.